in front of a pond. When I first found it, I went live over on TikTok and very, very excited. I am extremely inspired by this area. So if you're new to the channel, we create with all recycled materials, fabrics, and supplies. And it's our way to give our beautiful earth, and you see just a glimpse of it here, a little hug as the garbage patches are ranging in 630,000 miles, of, like they are floating islands out in the Pacific, India Ocean, Atlantic. There's 5 of them altogether. So when I see something like this, and this is in Newport, Derby area, Fish and Game Wildlife, and I'm sitting here listening to the birds. It's nice and quiet. I'm able to hear the frogs. Every now and then they're croaking. Actually, right here in this little path, a little frog came jumping a little while ago. It was gorgeous. As an artist, I cannot even express, I have no words to express my passion as to how beautiful our earth is, and how I do not want to see ponds or lakes or streams or the ocean so disrupted, and the Arctic. As you know, I just did an art installation of the mother polar bear and her baby with patches on them, representing the changes going on in the Arctic. The Arctic is melting. Polar bears have 2 layers of fur. They cannot, and they are not, enduring or surviving. Many of them are not surviving already the warm up of temperatures. So where does the warm up of temperatures come from? It isn't just one source, it's multiple sources that produce gases like methane that are cloaking the earth and creating kind of an oven type. As you know, you've seen this past week temperatures of 104, 105. So the gases, so where do they come from? Okay, multiple sources, there's just a few, and I'm getting ready to do a documentary to talk more about it, but a few are um, when things are wasting away, okay? Forest deforestation, agriculture, when you have things that are dying or wasting away, there's natural gases there that float up into the atmosphere. So you consider that globally happening. On large scales, deforestation, for example. And then you have the burning of coal and gases. So when they say, hey, think about renewable energy, they're talking about consider using a windmill, consider using solar energy, because it cuts back and eliminates the use of the burning coals and burning other gases to create heat or to create whatever it is we're creating, transportation or something, whatever. So recycle, because in the landfills, when things are rotting away, there's natural gases again being emitted into the atmosphere. You're talking miles and tons and thousands, hundreds and thousands of tons of waste. So that's all floating up into the atmosphere. That's where all of that's coming from. Now, I'm just sitting here. I just want to show you. I don't know if you can see, but this is a minute example. Look up. If you look up into the tree, you'll see a bright orange, red. I'm just going to leave it like that. It kind of looks like a flower. So those are just 2 plastic fishing equipment, whatever they are called, weights, I guess. So there's just two, but you look how they're caught up into the tree. Just think about thousands and thousands and thousands of those scraping along the bottom of a pond, catching up in the fish. I was earlier showing, let me get up here, and I'm just sitting and relaxing so much. I'm loving this. But I was, get up here, right here, this water is so clear where I am at. So you see a little bit debris, but that's from algae. You're gonna see lots and lots and lots of dragonflies here. This is the nature. There were lots of fish in this area right here. And I think it was because someone was out there fishing, and they say the fish will, choose another area to be. So over here, you have kind of a little bit like grasslands going on. This is kind of where some fish are. This is where loons in this part of the state would be. You would see, I saw something just very large land on a branch. I think it's a big dragonfly over there. But this is where loons would be, because they like isolated areas in the kind of the boggy, swampy little area. So that's what that is. But then, look as you come out. Look as you come out. I'm just getting over here so you can see, so I can pan it. This is what we're trying to preserve. Now, every one of us, every time we extend the life of material, fabrics, or an item, or whatever it is, if we can figure out whether it's the right, for example, okay, so the most like natural normal thing would be, gift your neighbor with the item instead of throwing it away. We have a lot of that going on up here. People are extremely environmentally conscious up here. This totally is my forever home. I love this place. There's many artists up here. They love nature. People respect the nature. So when you extend the life of the item, or whatever it is, it doesn't go into the landfill. Maybe you've extended it by 5 or 10 years by giving it to somebody, because when it goes, these landfills are, it's, I don't want to use any words that are upsetting, but you probably have your own thoughts on it. But when you think that we as a society are so advanced technologically, right? Electronically, I mean, all of it, mechanically, all of it. We are at the point where there, in my view, there is absolutely no reason in the world for there to be mountains of waste. We can figure this out in real time and get those mountains down. This is what I talk about in my book. This is why I wrote the book, because I'm trying to get that. If someone reads those few sentences, maybe they're in a position to really snowball that idea. Maybe they're in the position to make a decision to really, make jobs, make businesses, getting rid of the waste, and not making it so that, for example, I'm moving, as you know, and they want $140 for the mattress and box spring. They want about $140. They want $140 to come and get it for me, because I'm, a senior citizen, and I can get help, but they want $140 to come get it. Now, if I bring it to them, they want $40 for the mattress and $40 for, so $100. That's too much for people. They need to make this recycling seamless. They need to make it so people are like, okay, I'm gonna bring this to the recycle because it's worn out. That's where it needs to be. and bring it to its proper place. So they need to, make it economically realistic. They need to make it, all levels realistic for us to recycle. It should not be a completely separate thing. It should be something that's seamless and that we work on to create a really, really, really strong system. Because look, this pond, if it keeps getting hot, okay, ponds like this, they will just naturally start to, they will dissipate. They will dissipate. It's just a given. And what there were some statistics on the polar bears by 20, I want to say 2050, 2/3 of the polar bears will be gone. They will be extinct. Let me use the word that they used. Anyway, I'll be talking about that in my little documentary. 2050 is not that long. That's 25 years. I may still be I may still be scooting around town, you know what I mean? But I'll be super really, really old. Anyway, neither here or there. Age. So wanted to jump on here and just as an artist, just encourage you to get in an environment, get in a community that is conducive to your creativity. If you keep running into closed doors and you don't see anything happening, consider seeking and looking and trying to get in a community where they're more active in the art, in the artistic world, and if it's nature, also that inspires you, try to get out there and be closer to nature. Now, some of you are probably saying, well, hey, Carmella, it costs money to be in an environment that you're talking about. This right here, right now, this costs absolutely nothing. This is fish and game wildlife, free. You walk in, people over here. I'm just going to go over here. Now, we're in a public area, so, people may drive in. They may have their music on. They may be talking. They may be moving their boats. Now, I'm not going to show you now because there's no cars now. Just the few just drove out. So, but they have beautiful rock formation there. And now look here, you see that? When I come back, that shouldn't be on the ground, right? I'm going to come back with a garbage bag next time I come back and the few things that are on here. But I got to get some new gloves again. I got to get gloves because the last time I was picking up trash to try to be helpful, many years ago, actually, I did it diligently, and I got sick, actually. So you do have to be careful. But look, this is the boat ramp, okay? And look here, you can see the mountain view. You see? Look how gorgeous this is. Somebody just went out in the boat. Now, I am going to get a boat. I'm going to get I'd like to get a kayak again. I'm going to get something that I can get out here and manage myself like I used to. And look at this little ledge. I can sit here. I can sit here. I can sit right here. I was sitting on my blanket before, but I can sit right here. So anyway, I wanted to get on here. And I just want to say this. Okay, look at the cemetery over there. Okay, so I just want to say this. In an area that's rural, okay, when you get more in the country, many times you're finding rents that are really, really low. If you're a renter, if you're a person who owns a house and you're thinking of switching out, getting out of the city, you want to get in the country, there's a lot of house. The reason the houses are lower in a lot of these areas it's because a couple things. There isn't transportation as you would think. There's not, okay, so there's no buses flying around. picking you up at the corner that you can arrange. They're not there. The communities are small, and they do not support that those systems. So so you'd be giving up, yeah, major transportation. There's not lots and lots of jobs, so you'd have a just a few choices in the job area. So those are two major reasons right there that people don't come up into the country like this, and that you will find, and yes, you'll find the expensive little cottages sitting around, but you will also find little rents sitting around. I am less than a minute from this. I can walk to this. And I didn't believe anybody. I did not believe my neighbors when they were saying you can walk to it. I did not believe it for a minute. And when I got here this morning, and I see this is Fish and Wildlife, and you can just come in here and sit down. Look at how clear the water is. I don't know if you can see on the video, but you can see clear down all the rocks. You see the water is so clear. This is what we're working for. As an artist, you can express in your own way, on whatever it is you do. I also paint and draw, so I'm very inspired right now I'm going to take some snapshots and see if I can get some draw, kind of what I'm seeing here. But look at the cemetery over there. So this is, like I said, it's less than a minute for me in any direction. And this is a great place to come and meditate. There was somebody else here a little while ago. Since I've been here, there's been about a half a dozen people here. So they've come in and out. And this is absolutely lovely. So anyway, and I would say I would not just say in Vermont, I would say across the nation, when you start to go more outside the city, you are going to find rents or housing that surprises you. The living is going to be a little bit different. You may have to, if you're up in the mountain a little bit, you may have to bundle up a little bit more, get some extra hats, get some extra sweaters and blankets and things like that. No matter where you are, no matter what state you're in, when you go up into the mountains a little bit, that's what happens. It gets cooler. But I, for one, love the cool. Now, today, it's like 70. This doesn't feel more than 70 right now to me. But anyway, I wanted to get on here, and I wanted to share this with my beautiful artisans out in my YouTube community, and hope that this inspires you. I know I'm keeping there's a duck flying over. This is the area, by the way, over there, and I think I already said this, but I'll just say it again for those of you who are just joining. But this is where loons will come out here. Now, loons are very elusive, so it's very hard to really, there's another duck that just flew by. It's very hard but I thought I heard one earlier, and then I think it heard some noise and it went really quiet, but I could swear I heard a loon out here. But they're very elusive, but this might be, closer up near Canada, and the waters like this is more apt to where you would see a loon. And a friend of mine, she had one right outside her window in central Vermont, so not too long ago. So they are, if you're coming up to Vermont, look how just gorgeous this is. So I wanted to get on here and share some inspiration to you. I know I keep looking over at the cemetery, but I don't know, isn't that a weird thing? There's kind of I don't know, I don't want to say the word morbid, but there's definitely a weird kind of a beauty in it. Cemetery. I understand that they take care of these cemeteries up here exquisitely well. This is, and they do. They're gorgeous. I mean, I don't know. We'll take a closer look at the cemetery. There are people out there. That's an art, too. People will go to cemetery stones and do the impression, They'll scribble on the cemetery stone and get a piece of artwork that way. That's a piece of art. Believe me, that is a piece of art. So we'll visit that soon, very, very soon now. And and it's huge. That cemetery goes, I think it goes all the way over there, by the way. Anyway, so I just wanted to share my joy and peace that I found this morning. I am just beside myself with this place. I am the type that and I know a lot of people are like this, when you get up in the morning, you get your cup of coffee, you have your little go-to routine, whether it's listening to the news or, whatever it is. And as an artist, my entire life, my immediate really go-to routine I would find a place and time during the week, 1 or 2 days a week, to sit and do whatever my business mind needed to do. But then the first thing I wanted to do, and what I want to do in the morning, is sit and just let my mind go to all my creative projects. I like to sit and just let my creative mind bring in the visions of these different projects. I have a number of projects right now. One of them is, I'm going to share with you, is I'm going to do a needle felted bear again for a fundraiser. So we're going to do that. We'll do a Boro Sashiko saddle blanket. But today, later on YouTube, we are beginning a Boro Sashiko inspired Japanese utility apron. Now say that 5 times real fast. So that has to be done in the house because the wind, there's a little windy out here, and that would blow away the patches. So anyway, I'm very excited about today. I can't even stand this. It's like I just want to jump in that water. Maybe I could wade in it here. Okay, but we'll stay out of the water for now. So with that, everyone, you have an absolutely beautiful day. And I got to figure out how to shut this off. I go through this every time because YouTube and the should be fairly easy to find the off button, but YouTube and TikTok are different. So let's see here. And anyway, with that, I'll see you in the next one. And love and light. Ooh, still live.